Fortnite just dropped an absolute banger Star Wars season. There is tons of new drops, new POIs, as well as new secret locations that I'll be showing in this video. But the issue is you're probably dying a lot off spawn in this new season. Oh my god, what the no, what the? Bro, what the f are you doing? All of the new POIs don't have the most mats that you can farm. They don't have the most loot density in each building. So you're probably just going to be getting wiped off spawn if you land at these POIs. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you 10 of the most underrated and OP spots this season. 2 of them guarantee you a mythic every single game. All of them guarantee you a massive advantage over anybody else landing at a POI near you or who you're going to be fighting straight away. And the best part is they are very, very uncon. Nobody really lands at these spots until I make this video. Then of course it's a bit of a free for all. So let's go straight into this with spot number 1. And please leave a like if you enjoyed. One of the most popular drops this season is Vader's Samurai Solitude. There is actually like 15 people dropping here every single game. If you guys have tried landing here, you're probably just instantly dying because there's absolutely no loot in the POI. And of course, there's all the bots running around shooting you the entire time. So what I'm going to recommend you guys do instead is land at this little split just down here. As you can see, there's 2 guaranteed chests, 3 other chests, as well as 5 barrels. So you're basically guaranteed to be 200 HP. And the best part about this is there's a launch pad that takes you straight into Shogun Solitude right here. If you're not completely stacked, another benefit of this drop is there's another 5 chests that you can get by this Imperial shuttle right here, as well as a launch pad you can use if you want to dip out. But the main part and the main strength for this drop is you're going to have around 600 mats more than anybody else in this POI, way better loot, as well as you're going to have a very, very easy time of taking out that mythic boss and getting completely stacked every game. Next up, drop spot number 2. One of the most popular drops this season is this resistance base, of course. And the issue if you land here, once again, is you're probably just going to be getting third partied by loads of people, and you're going to be constantly having a tough time not getting enough loot. You'd be very lucky at this POI to even get a couple chests every single game before you start getting into a fight. So what I'm going to recommend you do instead is land at this little split up to the north. There's a slurp truck that spawns there every single time, as well as an insane amount of chests that you can get, pretty much uncontested. There's really only a person here once every couple games from my experience. Then from there, you can very, very easily third party straight into resistance base, or you can easily go ahead and loot up. You can get cat metal from this area right here with this radar dish, as well as there's an insane amount of loot in this area if you want to go ahead and take a look at getting more stacked before you actually go ahead and fight. Either way though, if you're just landing straight at the slurp truck, getting a couple chests and running to resistance base, you're going to be way more stacked than every single person there, and you're going to get some very easy elims every single game. All right, keeping up with our theme of these third-party drops, as you guys have probably seen, if you land at Outpost Enclave this season, you are just getting insta-wiped off spawn. There are so many people landing here, and there is not that much loot to go around, despite no matter where you land. So what I'm going to recommend doing instead is land over here to the east. As you can see, nobody is landing at this drop, and it is such a good way to third-party straight in. The main benefit of landing here, if you don't get chased out the air by a starship, is the fact that you get a load of chests, barrels, as well as the launch pad that can take you straight to where you need to go. If you want to go third party, the sail barge over here, or the whatever it's called, sand crawler, or if you want to go ahead and get coal barrels and then do that, it's a very, very viable choice. If you want to continue to get more stacked, there's a load of guaranteed chests, as well as these turtles down here, which tend to get landed on, but you can find these uncon a lot of the time as well. Or if you prefer to split this into a duo or a trio spot, you can easily adapt this. You can easily take this whole south hand side, as well as this back loot over here, which never gets taken by anybody, and then third party into Outpost, or just continue to play out the game. Remember guys, it's not just about getting insta kills or spawn, it's about getting really, really stacked if you want to rank up fast, so you're not just wasting games dying in top 90 because you can't find a floor spawn or a chest to land on. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some more underrated drops that just got added in this season. If you want to go ahead and third party into a POI straight away, that's a very, very good strategy to rank up fast. If you just want to get super, super stacked and underrated drop, never die off spawn, and easily have a massive advantage in mid game fights, these next 2 drops are for you. So the first one that I found is this little uncontested gunship just below Seaport City right here. As you can see, if I turn on the player landing spots, basically nobody is landing here. There's a person here 1 in 5 games, which is absolutely crazy so far this season for the amount of loot you get. One of the main benefits is you can easily take out the clone troopers, get a load of extra minis, and there's a bunch of barrels that you can get, and then you can just third party straight into any of these rainbow field fights that are happening down here to the south. Anybody that lands in this area will be starting to fight and shooting each other, and you can just third party into them and have a massive advantage. Also, if you want to adapt this into a trio spot, you can very, very easily do that. As you can see, there's a load of loot over here, a shrine that you can go ahead and get, as well as you can easily split this in trios and basically claim this entire area. If I just scan over this entire area that you'd be able to claim, as you can see, just look how stacked you would get from claiming this in trios. Absolutely insane amount of loot. All right, this next spot I found is absolutely beautiful because you can basically do whatever you want as soon as you land. What you do is you land on either of these 200% spawn rate chests here. You can easily get a kill out of air on people flying into resistance base, and then from there you want to very quickly loot up and make your way over to the slurp truck. Obviously the main benefit of getting the slurp truck is no matter who you fight nearby, you're going to have a massive shield advantage if the fight was to drag out because you've not wasted any of your shield by actually using it. Then of course you've got a load of fishing holes over here, a load of metal you can get over in this gas station area, and the main thing I'd actually recommend doing if you're landing at this spot is either grabbing this and then third partying straight into resistance base, or if you want to continue to get stacked up, or if you want to adapt this into a trio spot, as you can see, let me just drag over everything you'd be able to get. You'd literally be getting like all of this loot every single game, just an absolutely insane amount of loot. This area here as well is super underrated. You could also do that as a solo drop spot rather than landing straight here. I prefer landing here, trying to get a kill out the air, and then going straight for the slurp truck. But this again, you get an insane amount of guaranteed chests, as well as a high chance of getting a god chest, a blue chest up here as well. All right, the next drop that I'm going to recommend is a little bit unconventional, but it's actually to land at some inconspicuous building where basically nobody is, and you're going to try to claim a lightsaber instantly off spawn. This might sound a little bit dumb because of course, you know, the lightsaber itself isn't the most broken item ever, but the main benefit of this is you get a massive mobility advantage over everybody else. And normally wherever you're choosing to land near these lightsaber spots, whether it's just a little house somewhere or a little split drop somewhere, is always going to be uncontested, and you can obviously scout it as you drop as well. It's a little bit different than normal, but having a lightsaber and actually being able to use that during fights as well as when you're pushing people and having that mobility advantage is actually very nice for ranking up. It's going to allow you to get a lot more kills mid game, as well as have a very fun item to use. All right, now let's move on to some more contested drops. These are spots that are very strong, but you're likely to get landed on by a bunch of other players, so you need a good strat to win them every single time. The first of which is going to be this fallen 8080 walkers that you get on this snowy mountain right here. What I'd actually recommend doing, rather than landing at the top where basically everybody goes for and they try to land at these top chests that are guaranteed, instead actually play for these bottom chests, even though they're not guaranteed, and obviously, you know, might get a bit unlucky and only get a couple chests each game. The fact that you get a, you know, big mat advantage over everybody else, as well as you can easily wrap around, in my opinion, makes this a little bit better of a strat. Alternatively, you don't want to land straight onto these walkers. Another very good strat is actually to land on these double chests over here that are guaranteed. You get a load of barrels, you can hit the porta potty and teleport down inside the train station, get even more barrels as well as even more chests, and then just teleport straight back up and start third partying people in this area that are already fighting. Again, this drop is a lot more risky because, you know, people can be super contested. It can have a couple people, there can be people sneaking around. I'd prefer either to land down at this little campsite area or over here on these guaranteed chests and the guaranteed slurp barrels as well. Now for spot number 8, this isn't the most low-key spot ever. It is of course the resistance base. Rather than going ahead and, you know, landing outside of it and third partying straight in, which can be a little bit slow, instead what I'd recommend doing, and the best way of winning these sort of POIs off spawn, is to go ahead and land at this exact drop right here, depending on the bus. You get a guaranteed 100% spawn rate chest, and as you can see, not many people actually even open this chest or use it every single game, so it's not super contested. As you can see, barely anybody lands here. The main benefit of doing this, especially if you're a player with good aim, is you can fry somebody out the air, potentially get some free kills on people gliding in with bad drops, or actually just gliding straight into these main hangars, depending on the bus. And of course, if you just beam them like 90 or, you know, 71, you can just zipline straight down and get an easy kill off spawn, get Cypher mats, as well as this north hangar right here is probably the best one to go for. There's an insane amount of loot, as well as a lot of chests that you can get, and it's going to lead to very high kill off spawns. Get a free kill out the air, maybe another free kill when pushing into somebody, and then you're very stacked to have easy fights versus everybody else. All right, now spot number 9. This is the most unconventional one on the list, and it probably won't work in tournaments, but for ranked, as well as just getting really good loot, this is one of the best shots to land at, which is of course the train. Nothing rocket science behind it, and straight on that train, there's 4 guaranteed chests that have just been added back into the game, so you can go ahead and loot those up straight away. As well as another really nice benefit of this is you're very likely to get shield bubbles since they just got added back into loot pool, and they're super common. You can go ahead and throw down a shield bubble whenever you get, you know, going past a congested PI, whenever you go into a station, as well as whenever you open that main chest that guarantees you a mythic, you can just throw down a shield bubble to pop shield safely and not risk getting beamed as you go ahead and loot up that chest and pop whatever you get inside. Again, not the craziest drop ever, but if you want to go ahead and get a really nice mythic every single game that's very fun to use and have a fun time keying with it, as well as it's not too congested, not too many people actually land on the train, this is a very nice spot to try out. All right, as usual guys, I saved the best drop spot for last in these videos, and this is the best spot in my opinion this season because it basically guarantees you the mythic spray weapon that's insanely strong this season. It's 33 body and it basically melts people every time you get inside their box. So where is this super broken drop? It is of course up here towards the first order base, but instead of landing at this super busy area where everybody's 50-50ing, everybody's running out of no mats, instead what you're doing is landing at this little very inconspicuous building up here at the very top north. There's 3 guaranteed chests as well as a load of barrels, and you trying to be as quick as possible when landing at the spot. Slide straight down the hill towards this dock, more barrels, more chests that are guaranteed, then zip line up, loads more chests here, and you're gonna try to farm a couple builds and instantly pad towards this north sort of landing area right here where the Captain Phasma spawns. From there, it's a very easy boss fight. You need way more mats as well as loot than anybody that tries to fight you, and you're gonna be able to get yourself the mythic plasma rifle. This gun is absolutely crazy. It basically fries anybody within 100-meter range, and in my opinion is the best mythic this season.